He told me he loved me. Got me pregnant. Then disappeared, only to show up on Instagram, back with his ex. While I was preparing to be a mother, he was rewriting his past. He got me pregnant, then went back to his ex. I was never the type to fall quickly, but with Ryan, everything felt effortless, until it wasn't. We met through friends at a late summer barbecue. He was charming, made everyone laugh, and somehow managed to make me feel like I was the only person in the world when he talked to me. We started dating shortly after. Everything moved fast, but it felt right. Romantic weekends, late-night talks, shared playlists, and whispered dreams of someday. 3 months in, we weren't using protection consistently. It wasn't reckless, it felt natural. We talked about the future often, and though we didn't say the word forever, it lingered in the background. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified, but also strangely calm. I thought, maybe this is how our story was meant to begin. I didn't expect celebration, but I also didn't expect his face to fall flat and pale when I told him. His first words were, "Are you sure?" I was. Then came silence. Days of it. Then hesitation. He started needing space, canceling dates, becoming colder. One night, he messaged me instead of calling, "I'm sorry. I didn't plan for this. I can't do this. I'm not ready to be a dad." And just like that, Ryan disappeared. No calls. No check-ins. Just vanished like I was a chapter he regretted writing. A few weeks later, I saw a picture on social media. Him, holding hands with his ex, Tara. The caption read, "Some people find their way back to each other for a reason." It took the breath out of me. While I was throwing up every morning, struggling to figure out how to raise a child alone, he was playing second chance romance with the girl he once told me he was completely over. I won't lie, those first few months were hell. I cried in the shower, I yelled into pillows, and I questioned everything about myself. Was I just a rebound? A distraction? A placeholder until she wanted him back? I didn't tell him when I went for my first ultrasound. I didn't even tell him when I heard the baby's heartbeat. There was no point. He had made his choice. And now, I had to make mine. At 18 weeks, I found out I was having a girl. I sat in the car afterward and whispered her name out loud for the first time. That was the moment everything changed. She wasn't just a consequence of a broken relationship, she was mine. My daughter. My beginning. I started working extra shifts. Moved into a smaller place. Took parenting classes. My friends rallied around me like warriors. My mom flew in to help me build the crib. I wasn't alone, not really. I had her. Then, out of nowhere, at 32 weeks, he texted me. "I heard you're still pregnant. Can we talk?" Still pregnant. Like I was holding on to something that wasn't real. I didn't respond for days. Then I agreed to meet. We sat in a quiet cafe. He looked nervous, almost ashamed. He told me Tara had left. That when she found out I was pregnant, she said she couldn't be with someone who had a child with another woman. He said he made a mistake. That he missed me. That he wanted to be there. But it was too late. I looked at him, this man I had once imagined building a life with, and I felt nothing. Not hate. Not love. Just emptiness. I told him this wasn't about us anymore. This was about the little girl who didn't ask for any of this. I said if he truly wanted to be a father, he'd have to prove it. Not to me, but to her, someday. Words wouldn't be enough. He nodded, but I saw it in his eyes, he wasn't ready for that kind of responsibility. He wanted the fantasy, not the reality. He texted a few more times over the next month. Then he stopped. And honestly? I'm okay with that. Now, my daughter is 5 months old. She has my eyes and his dimpled smile, and every time she wraps her tiny fingers around mine, I know I made the right choice. He gave me the worst heartbreak of my life, but also the greatest gift. Not because he's special. but because she is. And I finally realized I don't need a love story that ends in forever to be whole.